Welcome aboard to Around the Globe. I'm your host, Dominique.
I'm Olivia.
I'm Logan.
And I'm Wyatt.
And this is an hour-long variety show where we dive everything to movies, sports, paranormal, and world festivals. Each week we explore a new country as the focus of our show. And this week is extra special because we have a guest joining us. But before we dive in, how was everyone's weekend?
Mine was pretty good.
Good.
Mine was pretty good. I worked, and when I worked, there was barely anyone there, so I was able to just chill and watch some paranormal.
Nice. Nothing new.
Yeah, nothing too new from Wyatt. Yeah, it was good. It's been a good weekend, eventful week. I feel like good, relaxing weekend. I hope for at least me. So
yeah, for sure.
It's good to hear from you guys.
The weather's been nice too. It's been feeling a little chilly in the morning.
Just a little chilly.
Yeah, so it's great. So before we take off, this week we're flying to an island that's been in the spotlight for a couple weeks now, thanks to the biggest artist in the world currently, Puerto Rico. So don't go anywhere. More right after this quick music break. Welcome back to Around the Globe. To kick things off, we have Logan with Freaks of Filmaholics.
Hello, everyone. The name is Logan. We are here to talk about the film locations in Puerto Rico with your host, Logan. First things off in Puerto Rico for film locations is where Fast Five was taking place.
Oh, nice.
San Juan, Naranjito, and Carolina. It was used to create the Brazilian backdrop, and there were many key scenes in San Juan's. There was the bridge at Ponte Teodoro Moscoso. Yes. It was used for the vault chase.
Nice. I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's really interesting.
There were also spots like there was a military base called Fort Buchanan. It was located also near the Condados La Concha Hotel areas in Naranjito.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. It's crazy how a big film like that, they shot it in a small island. Like, you would not you would not think, you know.
You probably wouldn't think that,
Yeah.
but here we are.
That's amazing.
True, but from what I know, San Juan is really beautiful.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that makes sense.
In San Juan specifically, there was a specific neighborhood that was used as a backdrop. This neighborhood was called La Perla.
That's very famous, that town.
There's also a financial district. A lot of the car chase sequences took place in the financial district called Mela de Oro, also called Hato Rey.
I love how you say one of the car chases. From what I understand, like that movie's built on car chases. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really funny.
And the second movie that we're going to talk about that was also filmed in Puerto Rico is called The Rum Diary.
What is that about?
Glad you asked. The Rum Diary. Let me see this. Where's it at? Here it is. It was a film starring Johnny Depp as Paul Kemp. It's a journalist that moves throughout Puerto Rico in the early 1960s. He gets caught up in a hedonistic lifestyle of doing bad stuff and becomes entangled in the corrupt real estate scheme. So while he's navigating this complicated relationship with life, or in this case, a woman called Chenault, and the whole plot revolves around the moral conflict that Kemp faces as he witnesses the exploitation of the island. He himself must decide whether to expose it or become complicit.
Interesting. Okay, so the story is set in Puerto Rico. That's cool.
Now, the film locations for The Rum Diary also is in San Juan, but not just any San Juan, Old San Juan. In the historic district, there were many scenes that were filmed because of its narrow streets and colonial buildings. This provided the authentic backdrop needed for the 1960s setting.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow, I want to watch it now. Seems interesting.
Yeah, I put it on the list.
We have a list.
Yeah, we have a list of ones that we've been talking about that we need to watch.
Each week she adds to the list.
Yes, I do add to the list
Okay.
every week.
There are also many buildings and restaurants like El Bate and La Bombonera. These were prominent during the filming of the Old Rum Diary.
Nice.
Vega Baja. Now, Vega Baja is this area where a lot of the beach scenes were taking place. Scenic roads here were used for many aerial shots, like the Corvette driving scenes that you see in the Rum Diary.
Gotcha.
Apparently, there was infamous fight scenes that were also filmed in Vega Baja. Baiquez for the specific beach scenes that required white sand. They were featured in the movie representing the Caribbean setting. There was also a primary location. I guess this is a character in the film, Sanderson's Beach House, or like Sanderson. Okay. This beach house was the property near the Governor's Beach in Fajordo? Yes.
Nice.
And other locations for the Rum Diary would be Harrop Hilton.
Good to know.
Now, for Fast Five, that's very popular, but have any of y'all heard about the Rum Diary, Wyatt?
I have not heard of the Rum Diary, but the way that it sounds like a good movie to watch and overall like an enjoyable movie to watch with like your friends.
I agree. Yeah, it sounds super interesting, especially like the scenes that you describe. They sound like,
Yeah.
cool.
Good to know, Dominique. Anything, Olivia?
Yeah, I like Johnny Depp as an actor, so I can't imagine it's a bad movie. Yeah.
For this, Angel, can I have Angel speak too?
Yeah.
Okay. Angel, any thoughts?
Well, yeah, all the places that you said were super iconic in the island in general, so sounds super good.
Okay. When we come back, we will have for our next segment Paranormal Pulse by Dominique, our next host. This is Around the World, signing off.
Welcome back to Paranormal Pulse. I'm your host, Dominique, and normally we dive into spooky stories, conspiracy theories, but this week we're shifting gears and we're going to take a look at something very much real. Puerto Rico is a paradise known for its stunning beaches, vibrant culture, but in 2017, the island faced an unimaginable catastrophe. Hurricane Maria devastated the island, leaving millions of residents struggling in crisis, and today we're honored to have Angel Felix, our guest here, who lived through that experience, tell us a little bit about his story. So welcome, Angel.
Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about your story. How did you feel when you heard about this hurricane coming towards the island? What was your first thoughts?
Well, everyone was like not thinking about it that much in the first place.
Yeah.
But then as it got closer, we got more and more information about it, and even the reporters, they were scared for the whole community in general. So it was kind of scary.
Yeah. I think we're so used to hurricanes here in Florida, and I think in Puerto Rico too. You kind of brush it off like, oh, here's like another storm. But what were your thoughts when you started to see it was something serious? Reporters got scared, and the community, shifting their mindset like, oh, this is actually something serious.
Yeah, the rough part is that some people even still, they were thinking that it was nothing. And that was super sad because it was definitely something huge, and everyone changed their mindset in general, that they were scared, obviously, because they saw even the government was scared and we weren't super prepared.
Right.
So.
Yeah, like it seems like it was just like kind of like a huge force. Like no one was really able to prepare for something like that. I don't think you can, what were like some immediate like challenges after the storm? Like, obviously you went through the storm. What was the most hard thing you had to go through after?
Definitely that the whole island didn't have power, so it was just, we couldn't do anything.
Wow.
We didn't have water system or anything. We just shower with the water that we had there, and we couldn't go buy groceries or nothing. We just eating what we had at the house.
Yeah, it was
moment.
Category 5, so it's no joke.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like it's. And how long were you without power?
At least on my district, we didn't have power for like a year.
Whoa,
That's insane.
Running on generators.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really tough experience, and I feel for you.
No, yeah, because like here, for example, like when the hurricane, what was the most like serious one we had? Milton, I think. Yeah, I didn't have electricity for like 3 days or something like that, and I felt like I was dying.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine a year.
Yeah, no, a year is insane.
Oh, for sure.
I left for Milton, so I went to North Carolina because
Yeah.
I was worried about like, getting stuff taken out. But that's insane. A whole
The
year.
common person could not imagine going without a year without electricity. Because electricity is like, it's like gasoline for your car.
Yeah,
in
it's
like first world countries.
Yeah, no, it's your life. Like you need electricity for everything. Warming up
Yeah.
your food, your water heater, everything. So for a year is crazy. And how do you think the community changed after that? Did your life change in any way?
Yeah, it definitely changed. Like, I saw the community going together, and that was something that amazed me, that we just got together. The whole island got together trying to help each other. We weren't fighting over food or anything, and people were actually doing lines to buy things when they could, if they had cash, because we didn't have no service or anything to do the credit cards or debit cards.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Did your mindset change? Like you cherish things more, or do you see life differently after the hurricane?
Oh yeah, 100%. Watching other people lose their whole house, because I lost my house, but only the interior, because there are concrete and stuff. And definitely watching people just have nothing at all, and it just makes you grateful that you have anything.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after a storm like that. Like
Yeah.
I could imagine. So you said the interior was damaged. At least the home itself wasn't,
Yeah, because it's a 2-story house, and a window from the second floor blew out, So all the winds went through, and it opened the front door onto the bottom floor, and everything was flooded and stuff. So
Oh my gosh.
Wow, yeah.
And what part of Puerto Rico was that? Where you're from?
we're entered in Yabucoa, Puerto Rico.
Oh wow, where it
Yeah,
entered.
it entered the hurricane. Yeah.
Oh my god. So you guys got it the worst, I want to
Yeah, you
say.
can say.
Obviously the whole island got
Yeah.
shook up, but they say where the hurricane enters, that's the most powerful. That's
Definitely.
so sad. Man, does any of my hosts have any questions for Angel?
So when you said you lost your interior, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how does that happen? Like you lose the interior, but the exterior, you said it was like made of concrete, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you ever like repair the interior, or is like how did that process come about?
Yeah, it was a long process because we had to go through the government to give us the funds to do all that because of the hurricane and the insurance, whatever. But and something I want to say, I wasn't inside my house when that happened. I was on my neighbor's house. So
That must have been really scary, regardless.
Yeah, for sure. And the fact that you have to wait, for government assistance and whatnot, that just prolongs the process, especially like the whole island needs it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not just you, like your neighbors, the town next to you needs it, everyone.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine.
But yeah, I don't have like a question, but I do have I'm glad that like you were able to survive that, and that the fact that the whole island came together, which is unheard of because most people would be selfish and try to savage all the food and all of the
100%.
Yeah, true.
necessities that they need, and the fact that that Puerto Rico, like as a country in a whole, came together and helped each other, which is what we need right now. Is to be just like Puerto Rico. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
I'm glad you brought up Milton. I was thinking about after that I went down to Hernando Beach and like saw some of the houses that were gutted from that, and that's like, I mean, that's a scary thing to think about. Now living in Florida, right? Like, does hurricane season bring up memories of that? Like, do you treat it differently now because of that experience?
Oh yeah, definitely. When the last hurricane passed
Milton.
last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
It had some definitely PTSD that I didn't know about. It was
Right.
kind of scary.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, like emergent feelings, coming out and stuff. It's natural, to feel like that, especially going through something so traumatic. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely understand. Well,
I do have one
Yeah,
more
go for
question,
it.
just
Yeah.
one more.
go for it.
So you said you live here now. Okay. How was the process of you illegally immigrating here? How was that? Like, what did you have to go through to get here, basically?
It's definitely super easy. I mean, you just have to request a passport over there because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So you just have to get your own passport and come over here, and it wasn't super expensive.
It was super expensive?
No, it wasn't at
Oh,
all.
okay.
Okay, that answers that question.
Yeah, what age did you come here after, the hurricane? 'Cause that was 2017. Did you stay in the island after? Or?
Yeah, I stayed in the island. I was in high school when that happened. But then I moved out here when I was 20.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
a couple years, stayed over there, went to college.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Why'd you pick Florida? What made you pick Florida?
Half of my family is over here, so
nice.
and it was the closest. And it's
Mm.
not cold, so.
Yeah.
That's fair. I hear that.
You have a question, Wyatt?
no,
Oh, well, thank you, Angel, for your time. We appreciate you taking the time to come out here and tell us your story. I know it's not easy. It's not good memories to remember, but, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely any day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so next up we have, after this quick music break, we have Wyatt with Courtside Chats. Stay tuned. All right, Wyatt, you're.
Hey, I'm Wyatt with Courtside Chats, and I got a couple news for you guys today. The first one is there's a tournament for volleyball going on in Puerto Rico. They were previously undefeated, but they had a close matchup with the United States, and they ended up losing 3-2, which
That's
means
upsetting.
out of 5 sets, the U.S. won 3 sets out of 5. Puerto Rico won 2 sets out of 5.
Oh man.
So close game.
Yep, it was a close game, and the U.S. led Puerto Rico in kills, which is spikes 51-49,
Wow.
Gotcha.
and also in blocks 16-8, and both teams had 6 aces, which means when you serve the ball, if the team isn't able to serve it back, then the serving team gets a point. So it was a close matchup, but the U.S. was able to power through, and they were basically the underdog because Puerto Rico was undefeated the whole season.
Right. Wow.
Gotcha.
At least it was a close game, so Puerto Rico didn't lose by a lot. You know, it
No.
wasn't a horrible end to their streak.
No, because I mean the U.S. isn't necessarily known for their volleyball, so
Right. Exactly.
yeah, makes sense.
And then my second is for the World Cup. We've been talking about the World Cup for the past few weeks.
We have actually, yeah.
Puerto Rico failed to qualify for the World Cup,
Oh, jeez.
Man.
but they will face Argentina for the first time in history.
Oh,
Wow, okay.
that's
Argentina's
awesome.
good, aren't
Oh,
they?
Argentina's a
And
tough
for
one.
really
Argentina,
good.
their best player, Messi,
Messi,
might
of
not
course.
be able to play. So it gives Puerto
Oh.
Rico a big advantage to
Yeah.
win.
Even if they win, like even let's say they win, that's a accomplishment for Puerto Rico in itself. You know,
Yeah.
even if they don't make it to the World Cup, I think that's a big
Because Argentina's
accomplishment.
tough, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Who won last year? Who won the World Cup last year?
They did.
I can
I thought it
pull
was
up.
Argentina.
Yeah.
I think it was Argentina that won last year.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's very good underdog story about how the United States, overcame the Puerto Rico team in volleyball.
Yeah.
All right, and then my third topic is so Puerto Rico, they have like a hockey team, and for hockey,
Don't tell us more bad news, Wyatt. Don't tell us more
this
bad
is
news.
good news actually.
Okay, good.
For the Puerto Rico's men's national hockey team claimed gold
Wow.
in
Oh, wow.
their LATAM Cup, and the women's team took silver. And it was played in Nevada, but both groups played well, and it was a big moment for Puerto Rico because this was established in 2020, and this is just getting their name on the map.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
yeah.
proud of them. That's awesome.
That's super good.
And then my final one for today, there was a there was a win for Puerto Rico at the 2025 World Lacrosse Championship.
Nice.
Puerto Rico had a dominant showing in pool play, including a 27-1 victory over the Chinese Taipei. And across 3 games, they outscored their opponents combined 76-6.
Nice.
So Puerto Rico was very dominant in lacrosse.
Hey.
Oh, fantastic.
That's some good
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
So we end on good news for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
It's good to hear.
That's
Ending the
all
segment.
for Courtside Chats for this week. Coming up next, we got Jubilee Junctions with Olivia.
Stay tuned.
welcome back to Around the Globe, as now we have Jubilee Junctions with Olivia. So, go
Hey
ahead.
guys, thank you very much. Welcome back to Jubilee Junction, where we talk everything, events, festivals, things that make different cultures stand out. I'm really excited to talk about Puerto Rico today because I didn't actually know about any of the festivals they have, so it's exciting to talk about. I think I've focused on a lot of big kind of mainstream ones. Then I know last week when we were in Spain, we got into some more niche like town festivals. So I want to get into one of those this week, and we're also going to talk a little bit of folklore because I know we're missing that element from the show today. So I thought I'd patch the gap and talk a little bit about some folklore in Puerto Rico today. So today we are talking about Festival de Santiago Apostol, which is the festival of, I want to double check to make sure I'm remembering which saint it is. I believe St. James. Any ideas what that festival is about before I tell you? Because I know that's kind of the running gag of this show right now.
I'm not sure, but from what we've talked about in the past, maybe it's something, celebrating maybe nature or just the culture in general.
Good thoughts. Any others?
Well, I'm not really sure. I would have to look into it.
Well, you don't need to look into it because I'm going to tell you in a moment. But
Can you give me the name again?
Yes, it is the Festival of St. James.
St. James, okay. I think it's got to be a religious one if you're saying St. James. Maybe like a celebration of like religion.
Okay, you're not entirely wrong. Wyatt's usually on the money, so that's really funny. So this festival it's a little bit of a religious celebration, but as I'm doing research, I find that most celebrations are a little bit religious in nature. It's celebrated the last week of July in a specific town in Puerto Rico, and it involves, I need to do a little bit of backstory here. It involves some folklore of these specific creatures, right? That are relevant to this story. So we're getting into kind of mythology, I guess, in this sense. It's celebrating kind of a mythical battle that happened. So,
Okay, cool.
And again, I'm going to probably butcher some names. We're going to give it a go. So, oh my goodness. Vejigantes, right? Are these as this folklore that is in Puerto Rico, and it comes from two words, right? My goodness, vejija, which is cow bladders, I believe, or subjugative, because I'm going to butcher names right now, and gigantes, which is giants, right?
Right.
So they are these like mythical creatures they wear these masks that are made out of coconut shells, and they have like these big spikes and horns on them. They're really fantastic looking. They remind me of if any of you have seen How to Train Your Dragon, either the second or the third one, his mom has this mask that reminds me of it. That are these like big, cool, almost kind of tribal masks. They're very colorful,
Yeah.
And they are part of this tradition. So they come from a mythical battle led by St. James, the apostle, and it's sort of like the Battle of Troy, where people assumed it was a historical thing, and then it ended up being something that was debunked. And the masks were then created to celebrate the victory of. So in Spain, they are representative of demons who like scare people into going back to church. And in different celebrations, they're either tricksters or they're like glorious warriors and battle heroes. Yeah, it depends on what festival you're celebrating, but they're typically very colorful, and they engage in kind of like humorous or intimidating natures and parades and things. They used to be part of comedic shows where they were like representative of the devil. There's a bunch of different interpretations, right? So they're a part of this festival as well as another festival in Puerto Rico. And the rest of the festival, there's like amusement park rides that happen. There's food, there's parades, there's kind of everything we talk about in most other festivals. So, having said all that, my little messy run of today's festival, I want to know, is this a festival that you guys would attend? Does it sound interesting to you?
Well, definitely it sounds interesting. I don't know if I would attend it, but the one with the mask, it does sound interesting to at least research about.
Yeah, I agree.
I would definitely go. It seems very interesting, and honestly, I want to try the mask.
Yeah.
I want to try that on and see how scary it looks, and
Give
see
that
if
a
I
go,
can
yeah.
scare people.
What about you, Angel? Have you seen them around?
Yeah, definitely. They're everywhere, and it depends from where they are. Like each town has their own way of making it.
Oh,
Mhm.
Like
cool.
she said, some coconut. Sometimes they use wood, so it's definitely something good.
Nice.
That's good. I'm glad I'm being fact checked today. Glad I'm on that. What do you think, Dominique?
No, yeah, I there's an singer Raul Alejandro from Puerto Rico, and in a music video he has them and he's
Oh,
dancing with them.
fantastic,
So
yeah.
I've seen them before, so it's pretty cool.
Got you. Well, that leads perfectly into my next question then. If you were to make one for yourself, what would it look like? You know, what colors would you pick? Would you have a lot of spikes, not a lot of spikes? What are your thoughts? Because I know that is the running theme of this is like make
Yeah.
it your own. You know, what would yours look like?
I think mine would be ocean inspired, so a coconut, and then maybe have some shells or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
with some spikes, stick it on there. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, make it your own. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
I really like Dominique's idea.
Any thoughts, Wyatt?
All right, I'm gonna go a little bit
You always
crazy
go a little
here.
bit crazy. I'm a little worried.
I would make a mask that's part dragon, sloth, and I'll throw a hippo in there.
Oh,
Why
yes.
not?
Oh,
we're
it's
going-
love.
Animal.
And
you have this
it would be big, and it would be black, gold, and pink. Because why not?
Wow,
Beautiful.
Why not go
fantastic.
crazy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love that. All right.
What about you, Olivia?
I don't know. I really like the red and yellow ones. I think they're probably my favorite. I've seen a lot of those kind of like fiery inspired.
Yeah.
So I liked a lot of spikes. I'm a fan of that. So those are my
Nice.
favorites. Do you have any favorites, Angel?
No, definitely I go with the red and yellow.
Yeah.
It's the most they use over there.
Yeah, I saw a lot of those, and I think those are probably my favorites. So yeah, I love that.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys for participating. That's fantastic. When we come back, we'll do a really quick music break, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit in our wrap up and travel destinations. So thank you and stay tuned.
Perfect. Now, before we touch down in Puerto Rico, let's talk about specific destinations within Puerto Rico that you guys would like to visit. Let's start off with Wyatt. Let's see what you got.
All right. If you guys have been listening, so you guys know it's gonna be paranormal.
It's gonna be
because
somewhere
Course.
scary.
It's gonna be somewhere scary. It's gonna be the Castelo San Felipe del Moro, the Fortress of Lost Souls.
Of course, that just sounds exactly like somewhere you would go.
Oh yeah.
You will spend the night there,
Yeah.
knowing him.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. And one of the most iconic landmarks in Puerto Rico, Castle San Felipe del Moro, also known as El Moro, is a historic fort that dates back to the 16th century, originally built by the Spanish to protect the city from pirates and invaders. El Moro has withstood centuries of attacks, storms, and time. However, it also holds a darker reputation as one of the island's most haunted sites. The fort has said to be home to several restless spirits. One of the most famous paranormal stories is that of a woman in white who roams the fortress walls at night. According to a local legend, she is the ghost of a woman who lost her lover during a sea battle and now haunts the fort, wandering in search of him. So, I
Nice.
would go there because I would spend a couple nights, do paranormal investigation, see if it lives up to the name or not.
Of course.
So, yeah.
What about you, Logan? What do you got?
I would definitely like to visit all the locations in Puerto Rico that Fast Five was involved in.
Yeah, for sure.
Bring a Ferrari, just a bunch of friends.
A rental, like.
But bring a crew and just maybe reenact some stuff.
Hey, that sounds awesome. Yeah. What about you, Olivia?
I was doing some research. I think there's a Cabo Rojo, the pink lakes. I'm really interested in the salt flats. I'd really love to see that because I saw some really pretty pictures of that. And like the lighthouses out there, I think that would be really cool.
Nice. Well, that's all the time we have for today. As you exit the plane, ensure you have all your belongings. Join us next week to our flight to Colombia with Wyatt as our host.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, super exciting.
I'm your host, Dominique.
I'm your host, Wyatt.
I'm your host, Logan.
I'm Olivia.
And thank you for joining us. Safe travels.